Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to reading romance books for a week. So this is a spring edition. I'm doing all the romance books that remind me of spring. So let me show you the first two that we're going to be reading in this video. We have two of Ashley Poston's books, The Dead Romantics, and we have The 7-Year Slip. Now I'm so excited to read these books because both of these have been on my anticipated reads. I have been wanting to get these books for so long and I finally have both of them. And what's so cute is that I literally have matching crocheted bookmarks. Literally, it can't get any better than this. Actually, it could. The sun could be shining. But we're gonna start off with The 7-Year Slip, which I've heard literally like nobody rate under 5 stars. Everyone that I watch has rated this book 5 stars. So let's start reading The 7-Year Slip together. So the first book we're going to be reading in this video is The 7-Year Slip, and I am loving it so far. The lines in this book, I have to start underlining. Like, I literally got all my tabs, I have my pen, I have all my supplies. Let's get to reading. I'm like already obsessed with this book. It is so good and I get the hype. I am tabbing it, I am dog-earing it, I'm underlining it. This book is so good. I first watched Haley Pham read it and she raved about it. She was underlining so many things. I know that Destiny Sidwell also loved it. I think Rachel Catherine also did. I get it, bro. Like, this book is so good. Ashley Poston, her writing in this book is beautiful, like truly stunning. She has the best descriptions. My gosh, it just transports you, literally transports you. It's so good. Let me read to you this line. His grin turned into a smile and it was bright and crooked and oh no, so charming. Like he had 100 secrets he couldn't wait to tell me tucked into the corners of his lips. That was phenomenal. New location unlocked. Not really, because I've been here before, but not in this video. But I'm on page 75 and I know how this is gonna end. Like, I think I know how this is gonna end. I believe I have a theory and then I'm correct. So I'm excited. I like how romance books are predictable in the sense that usually there's a happy ending, and usually like when there's two guys, you can kind of figure out who's who and what happens to what and how it all ends for both of them. But I have a theory and I think that I'm right. So I'm very excited to see how this romance unfolds, because that's my favorite part about romance books, is the development to the romance. Not like, okay, boom, we're together and the relationship. I really like seeing them fall in love. So I'm so excited. I'm loving this book. It's so good. So I'm on page 136. I did indeed figure it out a few pages ago. On page 133, I have figured out pretty much the entire plot of this book. But I'm not mad at it because it's so romantic. Like, it's so romantic. And I'm going in and I'm tabbing like all the places where you know what is dropped hints of. I'm quite excited because here's the thing about romance books. They are so predictable because they always get together in the end, right? The best part is when the author knows how to do the middle perfectly well. Like, how did they get together? What are their quirks? What are their disagreements? What are their whatever? Ashley Poston, although I figured it out, she's doing a great job of the build up. I'm gonna keep reading for pretty much as long as I can for the rest of the night. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So I feel like I've reached Act 2 of this book. I'm on page 174. I feel like you could tell when Act 2 starts. I feel that it started on page 139 and the male main character, the love interest's personality, I feel like changed drastically from the first act to the second. In the first act, he was very smooth, charming, like he was just very likable, like he was suave. And in the second act, honestly, like he's kind of really like cringing me out. Let me read to you this line. You let me know if this cringes you out. So he makes her dinner, and I'll just read to you this paragraph. He finished the rest of his wine as I set down my chopsticks because while there was still a little bit left, I couldn't finish it. He motioned to the bowl and I said, "Oh yeah, please have it." He said, "I'm nothing if not a gastronomic black hole," he replied, putting my bowl on top of his. If I'm on a date and man tells me that he's nothing but a gastronomic black hole, I'm not gonna make another date. Like, to me, I don't know, that was weird. Also, the way that the author has been describing him, he's kind of worse for wear. He doesn't really have much of a fashion statement going on, and hey, you don't have to. But if the collar of your t-shirt is worn out and droopy, why are you wearing a t-shirt like that? Put on a sweater, put on a hoodie, literally anything where I can't see how ragged the neckline of your t-shirt is. Those are my complaints. I'm still liking it, but Act 2 is cringing me out. Just wanted to let you guys know. Alright guys, no idea if you can see me because I can't even really see myself, but we'll just hope that I'm not blurry. But I'm pretty sure I'm in the third act. I only have, let's see, 102 pages left. It kind of feels like I'm being introduced to the third act, maybe like mid-second, early third, I don't know. There's no conflict yet. It is coming up, like we're setting up the scene for that. But okay, I get it. It's called a 7-year slip, so I'm allowed to say 7 years have passed between said female and male main character. We're in the present time period because it goes kind of to the past and kind of to the present. Like, you'll understand if you read the book. It's like split. Someone's in the past and someone's in the present at the same time. They're both in the present at the moment. And his personality is different again. And like, I get it. People change in 7 years, and like she even built up to it, like she explained it. But I feel like who he is alone, away from his professional setting, is not believable to me. And that's bothering me. Like, okay, first you make him charming, then you make him cringy, and now he's like all cool, grown, whatever. I don't know. I think for me personally, I like consistency in characters with adequate character development, and I feel like we're getting too much like bouncing back and forth between a personality without really showing how he got that personality, you know? And they're dropping hints, like they're dropping some details, but it's not enough to make his personality in present day believable, and that's what's bothering me. But I'm on page 224. Still not entirely sure I'm gonna finish it because I have a busy night tonight, but we will do our best. If Mans is her son, I'm quitting. Like, that would be so corny. It happened. He is her son. I guess she made it in a cute kind of way. Like, the reveal was not as corny. It was kind of sweet and heartfelt. I guess I'm not mad about it. So, full circle moment in this apartment. What is up, party people? I have not updated you guys on my son is actually farting right now. One leg is up. I have to show you guys this. He's got one leg up. Are you performing for them? All right, so I have not given an update in quite some time. I don't even know if I gave you a review on the 7-Year Slip, but I did finish that. Follow my Goodreads, always link down below if you want to know what I thought. And if I didn't give a review, I'm going to give one at the end of this video when I finish this book. So I have indeed started The Dead Romantics. I'm on page 82. And honestly, this book is flying by. I don't know if it's because I'm now used to Ashley Poston's writing, but I'm loving it. Her writing is very whimsical, very floral, and very lyrical. She has beautiful lines, and in this book specifically, there is a lot more grief and emotional depth that these characters are literally going through right off the bat in this book. So I love the premise. It's very spooky, but in a fun kind of way. Like, this book would be great to read in October because of the spooky feel, but I am really liking it. It follows a similar premise to the 7-Year Slip in the fact that the main character works in publishing. Okay, we're back with a microphone. And I don't really love that because, I don't know, it feels like you're regurgitating a story and just changing the MMC. I don't know, that's just how I feel, but other than that, I'm really liking it. You can see the different character dynamics. I like the love interest. I like the plot twists that we've seen so far. One just happened where you're literally questioning, is this guy dead or alive? Like, it is quite interesting. So I'm really enjoying it so far. I don't think it's giving a 5-star feeling, but it's definitely giving a high 4-star feeling. So that being said, I am definitely tabbing it, underlining it, because like I said, her lines are really beautiful. Like, they're really well thought out, and I like how much effort you can see she put into her prose and to make it very magical as well as easy to imagine in your brain. Like, the details that she inputs here are always purposeful, and you can see what she's saying. You can smell what the main character is smelling. You can feel the breeze through the flowers. You know, like, it feels very realistic, and she did a great job writing it. But I'm going to keep reading. That is my update. Loving this book. It is so sweet, so tender, so heartfelt, so sad, but in a hopeful kind of way. I'm really liking it. What's up, you guys? I have updates for you. Last night I did indeed finish The Dead Romantics. I actually read like 200 pages in one day. That is quite the accomplishment for me because I'm very busy these days. But that means I have finished the remaining 2 books on Ashley Poston's backlist. So I had originally read a novel love story, I think earlier this year, like I think it might have been February. And I really liked it. It was really good. I rated it 4.75 stars. So I was interested for spring. Hey, let's read romances. Her books are very floral, very springy. This actually even takes place in April. I was reading it in April. So let's talk about what I thought about these 2 romances for spring as well as Ashley Poston in general. All right, guys, let's start off with 7-Year Slip. This is a romance where the female main character works in publishing. The male main character works he's a Michelin star chef. It was very interesting to see the worlds of publishing and cuisine collide. I think Ashley Poston did a really, really good job of that. If you guys are not familiar with Ashley Poston, she writes romances with magical realism. In all her books, she has magical realism, which is essentially just taking reality and adding a magical plot twist to it. So in the 7-Year Slip, there's an apartment that slips back in time 7 years randomly. At a crossroads of your life, if you're living in that apartment, it will take you back 7 years and you will meet the tenant of the apartment 7 years ago. Very interesting. That is how the romance starts off. So I thought that this book was very beautifully written. As you can see, I tabbed it and dog-eared so many pages because I wanted to remember the beautiful lyrical lines that Ashley Poston wrote because they really transport you into whatever she is imagining for her characters. This book was truly very
very good. I've seen everyone rate it 5 stars. Unfortunately, this book is not a 5-star read for me. There were moments where I found the male main character very cringy. He was once very suave, very masculine, and then I think I already told you guys, towards the second half of the book, I was like, this guy's getting cringe. Like, I don't know, I just wasn't having it. And another part that bothered me is the female main character. She was having a kind of like a midlife crisis about her job, but you don't really see the build up to her having that midlife crisis. It kind of just springs up out of nowhere that she's not happy at her job and she doesn't want it anymore. Whereas I feel like throughout the whole book, everyone around her is saying how good at her job she is and how she's excelling at it and how she's worked so hard and that she's done amazing. So we don't really see her starting to dislike her job, and at the end it's kind of like, you could have kept your job. Like, it would have been fine if you did not do something else. But other than that, I did really enjoy it, and therefore my rating is going to be 4.75 stars. I would highly recommend this book. I underlined so many things. The writing was truly just beautiful. Like, let me read to you this quote. I wondered if I could see his future in his eyes, what kind of a man he'd be in 7 years. But all I saw was a 20-something, a little lost in the new city, waiting to be the person he'd become. You just feel for these characters, and the way that she would describe like a sunset streaming into the apartment and what it looked like, she described it like it was like egg yolks spilled all over the countertops onto the floor as the sun was setting. You know how that golden hour glow looks? Beautiful. I love that. So that's 7-Year Slip. Now let's talk about the Dead Romantics. I don't really think I updated you guys too much on this book because there was a lull in me reading it. I liked this book a lot. That being said, I did find it a little bit slow moving for me, and I do not know if that's because it was slow in general, like the plot was slow moving, or if because I started feeling a fall, ominous, eerie backdrop to this book, whereas I'm literally reading it in the springtime when it's the sun shining, there's flowers blooming everywhere. It's set in April, but it has an October feel to it because it literally has to do with ghosts, but not in a scary way, if you know what I mean. So this is also a female main character that works in publishing, and the male main character is an editor, so they work in the same world. And also the characters from this book are in the 7-Year Slip. That was fun to find out. I found the romance slow moving but believable. So it was a slow burn, but I really enjoyed how she did it. I thought that it was actually very beautifully done. It was very romantic because there was no physicality in it, and because of that, it was very endearing, very romantic. Like, that probably is the best way I can describe it. The relationship between the two love interests are very romantic. It was very sweet to see, and you see the main character go through a lot of grief, a lot of issues, a lot of inner issues being brought to light and having to untangle that from her past to see who she's going to become in the future. And I just love the dynamic between the family in this book. It's just so funny. Like, the family runs a funeral home, and they're just a cast of characters that are not solemn for running a funeral home. Like, they're so funny. They're full of life, full of energy. They have such personality, and it really shines through in this book. So I really truly enjoyed it. I also tabbed and underlined quite a few things. As you can see, I love it when my tabs match the color of the book. That is very satisfying. But I really enjoyed it. I thought that this book was so fun. Like, genuinely, this book was fun. I've never read a book with this kind of plot before, or this kind of storyline, or even this idea. I've actually only read magical realism in my adult life in Ashley Possum's writing, and I think her writing is beautiful. Like, she was truly made to write. Her writing is lyrical and flowery, and it flows, and it's very poetic as well. She's just great at writing romance. So I really like this book. And with all that being said, my final rating of The Dead Romantics is 5 stars, y'all. 5 stars. She deserves it. This is, I'm pretty sure, her debut romance novel, which is crazy that it's 5 stars, and everything else that she's written has actually been 4.75 stars. So it's been right up there with it. So that being said, I finished Ashley Possum's backlist. These are my 2 books that I read for spring, and then I would recommend definitely the 7-Year Slip for spring/summer and the Dead Romantics for probably October, November, because it's giving that fall feel for sure, even though it's actually set in April. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I gave you some book recommendations. If you haven't read Ashley Possum before, she's a phenomenal romance author. It was literally so beautiful to read. Comment down below a book you're reading. I would love to get more book recommendations for you and video topic recommendations, and I'll see you guys next week for another video. God bless you guys, and peace.